Every single thing that you want in your life, you will be able to manifest right after watching this video, because you will learn about this law of the universe. The thing is that you already are using this law. Most of the times you're using it against you rather than for you unknowingly. And by learning about this law, you will be able to 180 degrees shift your life by using it in your favor. And this law is that whatever you focus on grows. Your focus is the single most powerful tool to create the life that you want. Everything that you see in your life that you love is actually an outcome of you focusing on that thing long enough, whether you realize it or not. Whether it is your car sitting in your garage, or a happy marriage, happy parents, whatever you have in your life, it is just the universe saying Tathahastu to your constant focus. Your wish is my command, and that wish is not something that you constantly keep thinking about. It is something that you keep focusing on with your thoughts, emotions, and actions. So you're going to use the same power that you hold to create more of what you love, that too effortlessly, with joy, with that childlike curiosity and fun. You also got to understand a nature of a mind, which is it focuses mostly on negativity, because it is programmed to be sure that there's no threat around. You have to be safe. We are no longer living in jungles, saving ourselves from predators, from animals, but our brain still thinks like that. So you got to retrain your brain to focus on the possibilities, to focus on expansion, to focus on the fact that whatever you desire comes to you. So your brain will stop replaying the triggers, replaying the limitations, replaying the problems that you have, because it is quite literally designed to do that. So think of your brain as a camera. You zoom in and that becomes the entire frame of your life. Or think of your brain as a theater screen, that whatever you project is something that keeps running for long enough, and your subconscious literally picks up on that and believes that that is true. That is why intentional thinking is more powerful than fake positive thinking. I was having this discussion with a friend. She is really good at what she does. And I was like, you know what? You can start selling what you know as a service outside of your job. And she was like, what if there are some months in which I don't get any clients? And I was like, dude, what if you change your frame of thinking to a reality where, what if you're getting so many clients that you can't even take all of them, and you share them with other freelancers for a commission or whatever? Now, it's not that people who make big in life have like different planetary skills and talents than people who don't. It's just that they chose very consciously on what to focus on, more possibility oriented what ifs. So this reminds me of when I was constantly failing in French. I was really bad in academics, by the way, in school, till a certain class. And my mom was called, and you know, it's a huge problem when you're in 4th class and you're failing in French. I was failing in 5th as well. And she met the principal. Apparently, it escalated to the principal. She left the principal's office telling him that my daughter, Yuvika, is an all-rounder. I was actually very good at arts, acting, dancing, anything creative. I was absolutely awesome at it. Even speaking, academics, I was just too bad. And that left me so confused. Why does my mom see me as an all-rounder? Because for an all-rounder, you got to be good at academics too. Her focus on me was so strong that I was a complete failure till class 8th. After that, my entire trajectory changed. In class 9th, I got so much better because I started focusing on being really good at academics as well. 10th, I got even better. 11th, I got better. 12th, I actually topped in the commerce thingy. I got 95.25%. And I was in awe of what my mom's focus was that I am an all-rounder. Only the academics part was missing, and that also filled in the blanks. That also got manifested. That is the power of your focus. Universe literally shows us the power of focus. Have you done that experiment in school in which you are moving the magnifying glass and the sunlight hits it and then hits the paper? It can literally burn the paper. That is the power of focus. You can move mountains. You can attract stuff like this when you are crystal clear with your focus on what you want and in what way do you want it. Now, before you learn how to direct your focus on what you want and create things effortlessly, let's dive into what to do when you're out of focus. Number one is it cannot be replaced by anything else. It is observe the trigger, sit with it. None of us were taught that, you know what, when you're triggered, when you're feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling like the world is against you, nothing is working out for you, all you got to do is sit and observe. Where do you feel it in your body? What does that feel like? Is it like a pumping feeling? Is it like it's moving all around your body? Is it like an ache? Is it like some weird anxiety you feel in your chest? Just sit with your emotions, because when you sit and breathe, what happens is you go from your mind and you focus on your body. Whenever you focus on your body, you're literally freeing it from the blockages, emotional blockages, energetic blockages that you've been holding in your body since forever. You're literally freeing yourself, not only your current self, but your future self as well. Your future self as well, because then you would no longer be operating from those triggers, operating from those blockages. When I learned how to sit and observe, I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to sit and observe, because I was overwhelmed with all the past abuse, emotions and like trauma coming up, and so much resistance with my parents and nothing working out in my life. I was overwhelmed with all the negative emotions, and I trusted the process. I would sit on my bed and just observe everything that I was feeling. I would cry sometimes, and eventually what happened was it became a way of being. Now a limitation does not stay in my system for more than a few minutes. Max an hour, max. I don't remember the last time I was triggered for an hour, because I know something disturbing me does not need to stay in my system. I pause whatever I'm doing and I sit and observe. Another very easy way to reset your focus is move. Movement is so potent, we don't even use it. Our lives now are so sedentary. We're either on a bed or on our desks, and going for a walk is like a luxury thing now, apparently. Whenever you're pissed off, you're triggered, or you're focusing on something not working out for you, pause, play some music and dance. Put on your shoes, go for a run, go for a walk, or just take like 5 rounds of your work room or desk, wherever you work, and then go back to your desk. What will happen is you will again, same thing, go from your mind into your body. All the running thoughts, the chain of the negative thoughts would have been broken by then, and now you have a new chance to focus on something that you actually want. Another thing I actually use quite often to get in my flow state again and to reset my focus is by doing something frictionless. You know, it's just so frictionless that your mind just turns off, because your mind can't have a friction when you are just watering your plants, or you're just cooking, or you're playing with a dog, or you're holding your baby in your arms, or you just call your best friend and just like have a casual chat. When you add these very frictionless things in your routine, and especially when you strategically plan them in your day, when you are observing that, oh my god, I'm about to get out of my focus and get into a trigger mode, pause and engage yourself into something that brings that flow in your state. And lastly, this is a skill that you got to build with more and more practice, which is zoom out. Zoom out. Every successful person who is also happy, you would find them having this ability to zoom out, because they know nothing that brings them down is worthy enough of their focus. That is why the moment there is some trigger or something that really is bothersome, it's not that we are making it up. Maybe you have a loss, maybe somebody says some shit about you publicly or whatever. You know that if you engage in that energy right away, you will be consumed by it. So you have the ability to zoom out. Like quite literally, I can't make it more animated than this. Now, a visual hook for this is, whenever you're being so bothered by something, imagine that you fly out and you're now having a satellite view of that particular experience. Wouldn't you have more perspective? Wouldn't you be more eased out? Wouldn't you be more detached? That is the whole point of these 4 things, for you to defocus from what is bothering you, pulling you down, your limitations, to focus on now the possibility, the bigger picture. Now, this is how you train your focus to build an incredible life. You know, the first one is very simple. Know your what and how. But I'm going to tell you one thing. I have coached so many people. Most of the people don't even know their what and why. And you're like, I know what I want. If you knew it from all your heart, you would not be focusing on what you don't want or what you don't have, because you've not given enough energy, your attention, your divine attention to what you really want. And the more you focus on what you want, more details come to your vision, to your mind, and you're like, you know what, I want money, but I also want money coming from people who I really like. I don't want to work with assholes anymore. I don't want to work with people who, you know, make me feel like I sort of owe something to them. That was literally my state maybe 2 years back, when I was like, you know what, I am so triggered by some of the clients I work with. I am not having a good time, and I am now stopping focusing on them. And now I'm focusing on the kind of clients I want to work with, the kind of clients who are so ready for their transformation. They know that they're the source of transformation, and they're coming into the ecosystem knowing that, boom, I am so ready, Yuvika, let's do this. I want to create this life. I want this transformation. I want this abundance. I want to put myself out there, blah, blah, blah. Do you sense the shift in energy? I practiced that even when I did not see those clients in my business. I was still sort of working with clients who I did not enjoy. And that is why saying no to clients who I did not align with became easier, because I knew what I am building towards, which is these amazing as fuck receptive clients who are so ready to transform their life today, not later on. They're not lazy, they are active, they are right now ready to change their life. And voila, those are the exact kind of people I work with today, and it keeps getting better and better. Another example I want to give you, I had fever for a few days this week. Yesterday, in fact last night, I just knew I am done with resting. I am ready to now create. But I was like, but I still have fever. Like, my body is literally going through some stuff. And I was like, you know what? I am choosing different. I started focusing on that moment when I wake up and I feel a surge of energy. There's surge of energy. And I kept focusing on that. And the more I focused on it, the more I was energetically and emotionally, I was feeling it like, yeah, it actually happened. I woke up with energy. Oh my God. When I woke up today, not only I woke up with energy, I had such a divine experience. I don't know how to explain it in words. I felt like there was this white light that literally entered my body, and I was overflowing with gratitude of everything I have in my life. And fever? What fever? I'm running, playing with the dog. I'm dancing and cooking my breakfast. I wrote my script. I've made one video right before this. Now this is the second video. And it's like the fever never existed because I changed what I focused on. I focused on energy, creation. Tomorrow, I'm literally channeling awesome stuff for all you guys. So you see the power of focus. You see the power of focusing on what you want. Why do you want it? Why do you want abundance? Why do you want a bigger life? If you had focused on your why long enough, you wouldn't be in the same state. If you're finding yourself in the same state as before, or maybe worse, it's just because you've not really given yourself some space to focus on why do you want what you want. And let me tell you one thing, the answer doesn't come from here. The answer that comes from here is just, it's not deep enough for you to be fully in that state. The answer that comes from your heart is the one that will move you. You will forget about laziness. You will forget about your limitations because you would be so driven by that heart-led why that you'll be like, oh my God, this is me. You will literally be embodying that what and why. So how do you do that? By focusing on what do I want? Why do I want it? What do I want? Why do I want it? But naturally, what your mind will do is I want a free life, but my husband, I just don't understand him. Why is he so negative? He brings my energy down. He has such negative aura. The moment you get into that but, boom, there goes your focus. And what do you do? When that happens? You go back to the previous section, change your focus again, right? The more you train yourself to keep bringing your focus back to what you want. Okay, I just realized that I was engaging again into what I don't want. Cool, observed, awesome, pat my back for even realizing. Now bringing my attention back to what do I want. But you know what, I don't even know how that will happen. Oh, you know what, I just observed myself that I went back into the how, bringing my focus again to what do I really want. The more you do it, you will literally forget about your what if it doesn't work, your limitations, and you will be fully in the state of already having what you want, knowing why you want it, what is that bigger driving factor for you. Now, how do you practice this on a daily basis? There are so many tools, and most of them you're already aware of. Start your day either scripting, visualizing, or just saying it out loud what you want, and go deeper in the details that feel good. This is exactly how I created my awesome as fuck life in Bali, which is not about Bali, it's more like a global life. I choose where I live till the time I want to live there. I am the chooser of my life for literally everything, every single thing. That's how I transform my health as well. I got 10 kgs lighter. So, I was living in an apartment in Delhi, and I used to visualize and really say it out loud and practice every tool that is there in the books, creating a life in Bali. Like, I would visualize how it feels to be in nature. I'm obsessed with nature. For a lot of people, religion is how they feel God. For me, nature is how I feel God. I mean, it is insane how every leaf is different than the other. Every bird is created different than the other. Like, for me, it's like, yo, this is the direct connection to God. But the point being, I really immersed myself in this feeling of I am flying wherever I want to fly, and I'm living wherever I want to live. All the answers that were required, the solutions that were required, kept falling in place, and I kept receiving them, and I kept up-leveling myself to the next level. And that's exactly how I created my first 10 lakhs. I was earning peanuts by then. I used to charge 21,000 for 3 months of coaching, private client, and I went from there to 80,000 or 90,000. I went from there to 10 lakh rupees. It was just by focusing on the amount that I wanted. I kept seeing that amount in my bank statement. I kept seeing that amount in the app. Like, I'm literally using my thumb to open my phone, opening the app, thumb again to open the app, and I see that amount as my account balance. I saw that so many times that it manifested like that, and I didn't even know how that would have happened. I literally did not know, but it happened because I used my divine focus on what I truly wanted, that too effortlessly. And these days I'm literally using the power of focus for my third eye activation. And whenever you join any ecosystem, I'll be expanding more on that. But the point being, all your transformation lies on the other side of consistent focus on what you want. If you've watched the video till now, you know that you are very serious about creating a life on your own terms, a bigger, massive life using your focus. Your focus creates. So that is why I've created a 21 days creation challenge. Now, in that, not only you let go of your limitations that are literally residing in your system since forever, but you also use your creative power to create everything that you want in your life. Starting a business, expanding your business, selling your services, making that money that you want to make, that too effortlessly, attracting the kind of clients, even when you don't know how the fuck would that happen. You don't need to know. You just got to follow the plan that I have literally juiced out everything that I've learned over 13 years into these 21 days, and just follow the plan, just follow the steps, and you will automatically see yourself stepping into your creator energy. And your creator energy always brings to you what you truly want. And the first 7 days are totally free. So even if you don't want to get into the whole 21 days, get into the 7 days, start the momentum. When you start the momentum, only then it builds, and it then compounds so quickly and so massively that you will be like, oh my God, I am not even creating such massive changes in my life and it's all coming in my life. Why? Because you made the first move. The first move led you to second move to third move, and it just happened and happened and happened, and you created this large mass of moving energy, and that moving energy always brings more of its own kind. Before we go, I want to share two more examples. One of my client and another of, I read this example in You Are the Placebo by Dr. Joe Dispenza. The first one is my client. She was a student in US, and you know how difficult it is to not only stay there and do a job, but to start your own business. She did it in a time frame which was so fictional and unreal even for her college. But when we worked together, we kept focusing on the end game and what's beyond the end game. End game, what's beyond the end game, which was starting her business and then attracting clients, attracting that money. And the speed at which she incorporated her company, she got all the permissions that were required, was just massive. So I actually work with a lot of clients who are out of India, and especially Indians who are living outside India, and visa and the logistics and the permissions, all of that seems such like a big mountain, but nothing is bigger in front of your consistent focus. So if she can do it, she can start her company with so many laid out limitations, that too so effortlessly. You can achieve everything and anything in your life. And second is, this example just blew my mind, honestly. That book, You Are the Placebo, is just full of so many examples. I am somebody who learns by examples and stories because I'm very imaginative. So I get to like imagine everything that is happening there. So there were some nurses in a hospital. They were asked, hey, do you exercise? All of them said, most of them said that we don't get the time to exercise because we are here in the hospital for all of these hours. Then some tests were done, their blood tests, whatever, just to check, what is their health status. And then they were divided in two groups. One group was told nothing, and the other group was told that, you know what, the movement that you're doing, the walking, the lifting, the squatting, everything that you're doing while you're working at the hospital is actually more than the recommended exercise. This is more than enough. And what happened was, in some time, they observed that the second group's health actually improved, because while they were doing the same things that they were doing earlier, they knew that it is actually improving their health. Their focus channeled into the outcome, which was, oh, I walked so much today in the hospital, my BMI is improving or whatever is improving. Their mind then started focusing on the positive outcome of them all doing the same actions that they were doing earlier. Whereas the first group was also doing the same thing, their health did not have any change. So this is the power of focus. Whatever you focus on, whatever you make yourself believe, in fact, I would say don't even believe. Don't believe in anything, just practice your focus. You will realize that all your beliefs have been transformed in no time, because all you did was effortlessly shift your focus to something that you truly want. So to conclude, your life is simply a reflection of what you focus on. To create a new life, don't only focus on the new actions that you need to do. Start by training your focus, by truly immersing yourself in the reality that you want to build. Play with it, have fun with it. This is Yuvika, your mindset shifting coach. I'm going to see you in the next video.